Hello, everyone. Today is the first day of spring, and as we sit here waiting for the fourth nor'easter to roll in, Jen, our collection development lady, has come with a lot of good new spring reads for everyone. So let's get right to it, Jen. What have you got?
Hello, Marianne. Hello, everybody. Yes, spring into summer. So the first two books I'm going to talk about, they're already out. This blew me away. The House of Impossible Beauties. For all you people who watched Paris is Burning and were fascinated by the whole cross-dressing culture of New York City in the 1980s, this is your book. It's a fictionalized account of the House of Extravaganza, which, if you remember from Paris is Burning, is a house full of women who attended the balls in Harlem, making their own costumes and being their fabulous selves. It's a first novel. The writing gets you right into the grittiness of Harlem and the really marginalized lives these ladies led. I can't recommend this highly enough. It is terrific. And bonus, if you've seen Paris is Burning, you're going to love it. If you've never seen Paris is Burning and you're fascinated by the whole RuPaul culture, this is a really terrific read for you.
Would this be a good book-movie combo?
I think it would be a terrific book-movie combo. The documentary Paris is Burning, weirdly enough, was a Harvey Weinstein production, but it won, I think, the best documentary in the Oscars the year it was released. It's really quite something. Can't recommend it highly enough.
Great idea.
All right. You know that I've kind of got this weird thing about ladies in Vegas. This is the third book about ladies in Vegas that I've read over the last year. The first one being Round Midnight by Laura McBride, which was terrific. That was about three ladies in Vegas. The Magnificent Esme Wells, which is about Esme Wells going to Vegas, by Adrian Sharp, also terrific. We now have All the Beautiful Girls by Elizabeth Church. It tells the story of Lily, who goes to Las Vegas thinking she's going to be a dancer when they tell her, no honey, you're not a dancer, you're a showgirl. And they put her in the hat and the heels, and she makes a life of it. Elizabeth Church does a great job about writing about the inner lives of women, and I read this on vacation and just absolutely fell in love with it. So All the Beautiful Girls, out now.
Sounds a little
Part
bit...
of the Vegas trilogy of Jen. I'm not prepared for this one. My Ex-Life. So this is pretty terrific. So David is in San Francisco and his life is not going as well as he would like. His landlady has told him he needs to move out of his guest house that he's been renting for years because, oh, big surprise, his ex-boyfriend is going to be buying it. His work is falling apart. He's just really at a crossroads in his life. Julie, on our coast, is also at a crossroads in her life. Her husband has left her, her daughter's getting ready to go to college, and lo and behold, they were once married to each other. And Mandy, her daughter, needs some college career counseling, and that is what David does for a living. So David leaves the bad life in San Francisco, comes to this coast to see if he and Julie can help each other out. It is so charming. The dialogue is terrific. You really end up caring about David and Julie and Mandy and wishing nothing but the best for them. It's sparkling, it's funny. I really adored this one. This one's out in May. So when the peonies are blooming. My Ex-Life.
Sounds like a nice summer.
It's a great summer read for you smart people out there. This is another one of my favorites of the year, The Removes by Tatjana Soli. I'm probably butchering her first name, and I'm sorry. This takes place in the American West. It's told from the perspective of two women. Anne, who at the age of 15, her family is murdered before her eyes by the Cheyenne, and she's taken captive by them, and she goes to live with them. And a young woman by the name of Libby Bacon, who ends up marrying the dashing Civil War hero, George Armstrong Custer. And their lives converge on the Great Plains. This is terrific. I did it in a weekend and I could not get enough of it. Like I became obsessed with Libby Custer. She ended up being a camp follower and following him all over the place wherever she could. It's a real love story between them. They were really in love. The story about Anne and what it was like to be a white captive held by the Indians is amazing. The Removes comes out in June. I think it would make a terrific book group read.
That was my question.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this good for book groups?
I think it's
Because
terrific
it
for book
sounds
groups.
fascinating.
I think it's terrific for book groups. Yeah,
Great.
yeah. It's really quite something. I think this is going to be her breakout book. She did one that was The Lotus Eaters, which was about Vietnam that some of you might remember, which was also amazing. But I think this is the one that's going to catapult her out to the forefront. And then I am so in love with this book. This one comes out in July. This is the book for all you people out there who are saying, I wish Nancy Mitford had a lost manuscript, and I found it. It's this. It's Dear Mrs. Bird. Story of a young woman who, World War II, London, answers an advertisement thinking that this is going to be the job that's going to make her the famous war correspondent. No. What she's going to be doing is typing letters for Dear Mrs. Bird. Mrs. Bird is an advice columnist in a ladies' magazine in London in the 1940s, but Mrs. Bird refuses to answer anything unpleasant, and that's unpleasant with a capital U. And that could be anything from love woes to marital woes. She will not have it. She will not answer these questions. And this young girl starts thinking, who's going to help these young women? And she decides to take it upon herself and secretly start answering the letters. This is charming, it's frothy, it's beautifully written. Everybody who has read this has been totally charmed by it. It comes out in July. I can't wait for you all to read it. And that's what I've got for this month.
You've already been promoting this in our office the other day.
It is that kind of terrific. Pat Sherry started it, said, "Oh, I'm going to put it down and leave it for for another time." And then the next day came to me and said, "I couldn't leave it alone. I had to go back to it." So it's that kind of terrific.
Well, these are books that we clearly plan to add to our Books in a Bag collection. If you have any interest in any of them, please let us know. We'll make sure that we make them available for you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.